Hey guys, so I do a lot of videos for people using sword and board. A lot of times the reason I like to go that way is because I think that there are very few things you can do with sword and board you can't do with a two-handed axe, because I can always just let go and use it like I have two hands, right? But there are some things that you can do with a two-handed axe that you absolutely cannot do using sword and board, right? And a lot of that's going to be using the leverage of being able to put two hands on the axe. So today, we're going to go over a few throws that I really love using two-handed axe. All right, so the first thing we're going to go over, you've heard me talk about it way too many times, Osotogari. It is my favorite takedown, and there are some ways to power it up with two-handed axe that I think are really useful. All right, so going into this, what's Osotogari? Boom, a lot of times I'm going to hit like this, I'm looking to sweep, drive the head over, it gets a takedown, right? How are we going to make that better with a two-handed axe? So I'm going to show you two positions for it. One from like an underhook position, only it's with the axe, right? So I'm going to be here, under her armpit. The other position being overhook or head control, except for I'm just going to be having my hand here, and I'm going to be driving right here, okay? The big thing about this is because I have both of my hands on here, it makes it really easy to get a lot of power out of a single position drive, right? Whereas if I was normally doing this like this, I'd only have one hand. If I do this exact same thing, but I have this hand to start leveraging, I can really push a lot harder, okay? So, let's start with the head hook version, right? So a lot of times we're coming up, we're fighting, whatever it is, I'm just gonna look to get here, and I generally wanna make sure that my pommel is significantly past their head. My hand can also go past their head. I like this positioning, right? So if we turn this way, I like anywhere from basically, you can get it from here to here, anywhere in this region is fine. The farther past, the harder it is for them to slip, all right? So, however we are, we're fighting, boom, boom, I get this position. Once I get this position, I'm gonna step kind of out to give myself space, boom, and I'm gonna hook, and now my hand drives, all right? Okay. Let's switch to this side. Same thing. We come here. Boom, boom. I fight. I get this position. I step to throw. I hook outside that knee, kind of. Drop my heel kind of behind the calf. I pull myself in, and I'm going to drive the head over. All right. Now let's go from the underhook position. Very similar, just a few little things different. So, how do I get there? A lot of times I get there off of coming into this sort of thing where we're fighting like this, and people raise their axe level like this, all right? So, I'm going to normally pick this if they are not pushing into me, all right? If they're pushing into me, I'll show you a different one that I prefer, all right? But if we're just sitting here, boom, and just kind of hanging out, I'm going to try to push up into their armpit. Again, when I'm here, I want hand kind of behind the armpit, and I want to make sure that there's some stiff driving past. If I'm too shallow, it's easy for it to slip out. So this is really where I want to be, all right? Once I'm there, this armpit position really gives you a lot of ability to drive across, and it's just the same thing. I step to go here, but I'm going to really drive them up and over as I finish this, all right? So I'm under, I come here, and I'm going to really try to drive that over using this two-handed leverage. All right? So that's just kind of a Osotogari. We've done it 100 times. It's just a modification where you can use the axe to get better leverage on your push. All right?
5-4 in favor of the Warlords, though a Serpent Spider is broken away.
This is just a aside with kind of a clever usage of the axe to set up our takedown, okay? So, I'll go over what the main motion is, and then I'll talk about some of the strategy about how to get here. Because there's some different clever ways you can do it, and it's tricky. It can surprise a lot of people, all right? So, once this side, we'll teach you with this one, boom, I pull and trip like that, all right? I'm just stepping off, pulling, and tripping this leg, all right? So we're going to do that same thing, only we're going to do it with an axe, all right? way I'm going to do this most of the time, however it is, boom, I want to get my axe to this side of their body, all right? So if my right hand up, it needs to be across to the left side of my body, the right side of their body. And then I'm going to try to get them to push in on me, all right? As that happens, step back again, boom, I'm here. As that happens, I'm going to turn and pull them in, all right? So, again, boom, it's here, they come in, I pull them in, and I'm going to block the outside leg. All right? Now, so, here are the most common ways tactically that I make this happen. One is, let's say this is a rail fight, all right? We've got two people on the rail, and I'm the person on the inside, the two position, and I'm helping strike, right? Sometimes this person will decide to press on me, and they often press kind of to the outside, right? So that's the exact moment I'm going to look. So I'm hitting here, this person presses in, boom, I'm going to hit it almost immediately as they come in to try to catch that foot. It's a great way to get an early takedown, and a lot of people don't expect it, all right? The second way I do this, a lot of times, is I'm going to try to get in a grapple where they have their hands kind of over and around me, and I'm going to get my axe stuck in between us, all right? So, I want to look like I'm in not a good position, but I want to now work this here. Now that I'm here, a lot of times they're going to feel like they have a lot of winning in this battle, right? So I'm just looking for a moment for them to do something, and then I'm going to turn and hit that way. All right? Let's see that one more time. Bump the rail with the other end. So, right here. Grab it. So I push and I block. Now I've got this in between us, and it looks like I'm losing this. But again, see where that is and how I can bring it down immediately to the back of their head. And then I pull and I block that leg. All right? Should we do it from the other side? Have we done it from both sides? Let's do it from this side real quick. Okay. All right, so same thing. Here it is. Boom. They start to push over me. Just go around. There you go. Yeah, boom, like this. Cool. Now I've got this push, and like I'm trying to make space, right? I want them to crush in. Now this weapon goes kind of to the back of the head, right? And as I do this, I step off, boom, and I block that outside leg. Yeah. Now let's go into my favorite trick with an axe, all right? So, this is also going to be from a very similar armpit position, all right? Again, I'm going to do this a lot of times when my person comes in high like this, either to go over my head because they want to get head control, right? So you go over, they want to get head control, or because they are blocking my axe as they're coming in. So I come in, boom, and we're in this position, and then they begin to push, right? So this is where I want this to happen, all right? Look at what we're going to do. Boom, they push in. When they push, I'm going to fall back slightly. This arm comes up, push, boom. And I want that sort of motion from them, all right? So again, boom, they push. I drive them off like that, all right? Now what I'm going to do is, as I do that, I'm going to sweep this foot. And I'll go kind of light here, and then we'll get a crash pad do it for real. All right, so they push up, boom. I block like that, all right? One more time from this side. Boom. I block that leg so they can't take a step. We'll show it from this side real quick, real slow too. It's pushing slow. That's the drive, right? Boom. And I block their feet as I push them through. All right? Let's do it on a crash pad. All right, so we're going to do this on a crash pad. This fall can be a little uncomfortable, so I like doing it on a crash pad. If you're practicing it, make sure you're taking care of your partner. Start slow. Maybe go to crash pad if you're going to go full speed. All right? So, come in here, boom, high. I'm going to try to get up under that armpit, right? That's the big push. Boom. Once that happens, I'm going to sweep this leg. All right? You come here. Good. Go to the other side. All right. So, if you get the push well, it can be a very uncomfortable fall. It's super effective, though. So, hopefully, it helps you out. my techniques for you. Those are Axe-only techniques.
Axeclusive Techniques.
Axeclusive Techniques. Yeah, have fun.